Beautiful African Stories with Tales by Lore.
In Ayegunle, where generators hummed louder than prayers and survival came before caution, there stood a small pharmacy squeezed between a barbing salon and a provision store. The signboard read, Dr. Tunde Medicals, all kinds of treatment available. It wasn't big, it wasn't fancy, but it was always crowded. People trusted Dr. Tunde. He wore a white coat. He spoke confidently. And most importantly, his drugs were cheap. Hospital too expensive. People would say, let me see Dr. Tunde first. What they didn't know was this. Dr. Tunde was not a doctor, not a pharmacist, not even a nurse. Just a man with half knowledge and full confidence. How it all started years earlier, Tunde had worked as a sales boy in a licensed pharmacy. He swept floors, arranged drugs, watched doctors prescribe. He memorized drug names, copied how professionals spoke, learned just enough to sound convincing. When the pharmacy shut down, desperation whispered to him, you already know this thing. Why suffer? He borrowed money, rented a small shop, printed a fake certificate, and opened Dr. Tunde Medicals. At first it worked. Headaches eased, malaria reduced, minor infections cleared, and Tunde's confidence grew. One evening, Mama Bose rushed in with her little son, shaking violently. Doctor, he has fever and convulsion. Instead of referring them to the hospital, Tunde mixed injections he barely understood. That night, the boy convulsed again and never woke up. Mama Bose returned the next morning screaming, Doctor, my child is dead. Tunde froze, then hardened. It is God, he said. I tried my best. That night, sleep avoided him, but the next morning, he opened the shop. Soon, serious cases came. Pregnant women, diabetic patients, hypertensive elders. Tunde treated them all. Why? Because referrals meant losing money. He prescribed wrong drugs, gave excessive dosages, sold expired and fake medications. Some patients worsened. Some reached hospitals too late. Some never returned home. Still, the shop stayed busy. Confidence is dangerous when people are desperate. Then came Aisha, young, pregnant, glowing with hope. Doctor, my stomach is paining me, she said softly. Without tests, Tunde injected her and gave tablets meant for non-pregnant patients. That night, Aisha went into labor. By morning, both mother and baby were dead. Her husband, Sadiq, was broken. But he did not walk away quietly. He asked questions, went to a real hospital, and what the doctors told him burned his soul. These drugs should never be given to a pregnant woman. Sadiq reported the case. Health officials came quietly, posing as customers. They watched Tunde, prescribing without tests, mixing drugs carelessly, selling controlled medicine freely. They checked his license. It didn't exist. The shop that saved lives had destroyed dozens. One hot afternoon, while Tunde attended to a customer, officers walked in. Dr. Tunde, you're under arrest. The crowd gathered. Expired drugs were displayed. Fake certificates exposed. Victims' families arrived. Mama Bose collapsed crying. Sadiq screamed in pain. Tunde's white coat slipped from his shoulders. For the first time, his confidence failed him. The signboard was pulled down. The shop that never slept was sealed in silence. Behind locked doors lay reused syringes, expired drugs, and notebooks filled with guesses instead of knowledge. More victims came forward. A woman who lost her womb, a man whose kidneys failed, a child who never walked again. Ajegunle was angry. So na experiment we be? In court, Tunde cried, I didn't mean to kill anyone. I was only trying to help. The judge replied calmly, good intentions without knowledge are dangerous. You are not healing people, you are gambling with lives. Evidence piled up. Tunde was sentenced, Aisha and her unborn child were buried together. Months later, a small sign appeared near the community health center. Aisha Memorial Maternity Outreach, free antenatal care. Because sometimes tragedy births change, Ajegunle still bustles today. But people now ask questions. Are you licensed? Where is your certificate? Elders warn their children. Not everyone in a white coat is a savior. Some are just confident killers. This is not just a story, it is a warning. In a land where hospitals are expensive and trust is cheap, be careful who you hand your life to. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more beautiful stories that will warm your heart and inspire your day.